Hi game, Hi game changer. In this video, I want to talk to you about why it is so important for solopreneurs and micro business owners to use SWOT analysis when they are coming up with their objectives or their goals. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Tanya Harrison. I am CEO and founder of Signal Partners. I help small business owners like you become more productive and profitable by implementing what I refer to as the 4Ts, and that is technology, techniques, tactics, and team. All right, so let's talk about the SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat. And basically, this is a tool that you're going to use to assess these four components in helping you to achieve your objective or your goal. From a planning perspective, I use this within my planning process, right? Because this is huge in helping us to create our plan and making sure that we have things within our plan that utilize our strengths and opportunities, because we want to take advantage of those. And we have things within our plan that's going to help us minimize or mitigate our weaknesses and our threats. So this is a huge part of the planning process for me and my clients. The other thing is that you want to make sure, if you are a solopreneur or micro business owner, that you are being true and assessing yourself, because we are a big part of our businesses, right? So most of us have small teams, like less than 6 or 10 people. What that means is that we are a big part. So we have to assess us as well, especially if you provide services. If you provide services, you're selling your skills, you know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you are really being honest with yourself when you take a look at these things. So you have your 4 areas. It's separated by internal and external. So your internal, these are things that are internally, they are you, they are within your business, and these are your strengths and your weaknesses. And basically what you're going to go through and do is, for each one of these quadrants, you're going to ask yourself specific questions. And I'm going to give you examples of some of the questions that you can ask yourself so that you are pulling out the most information as possible, and you have something that you can now use to leverage within your planning or to meet whatever objective you have set within your business. Okay. So for the internal piece, when we're specifically talking about strengths, a couple of questions you may want to ask yourself is, what do you do better than your competitors? How do you set yourself apart? Do you offer unique products or services? Right? So a lot of times we can package our product or we can package our service where it separates us from everybody else. Do you have unique strengths or skills? And now we're talking about you specifically, if you are a service base and you're providing your skills as a service. But then if you are a product based provider, are there skills that you bring to the table within your business that you can leverage? Do you have specialized technology, or at least the right technology? But do you have specialized technology that you use within your business? So some people have created specific apps and that gives them an advantage. So do you have specialized technology? Do you have a learning plan that keeps you ahead of the game? Right? So you don't want to be average. Are there things that you can do to make sure that you stay ahead of everyone else? For weaknesses, let's go through and ask ourselves a couple of questions. Where are you wasting time and money? And this is the number one question that you want to make sure you answer, right? Because this is going to help you identify some huge weaknesses that you definitely want to make sure you include within your plan to minimize the risk. What resources do you lack? So are there things that you really need that you don't have? What do your customers or your clients complain about? And even if it's not a complaint, maybe they made a recommendation. Oh, this would be better if, and they tell you XYZ. So if you start to hear that a couple of times, you definitely want to mark that as a weaknesses so that you can include things within your plan to help you get past that. And when you're talking about you specifically, you're going to talk about, are there skills that you need to develop? Are there habits that you need to develop? If you are inconsistent and this is bleeding over to your client projects, that's huge. Even if it's just bleeding over within your business, it's huge. So are there habits that you need to put in place or that you don't have that is a weakness? When we move down to our external, we're going to talk about opportunities and threats. So your external, these are things that are coming from the outside, right? So you don't necessarily have control. These are outside influences. But by understanding them and knowing them, you can put some things in place that'll help you to leverage some of your opportunities. And like I said, at least be aware of the threats and put some things in place, because these are potentially harmful to your business. So let's talk specifically about opportunities. Is there a niche that you can dominate? Have you identified some gaps, some things that your competitors don't do, or some areas that need to be filled, and you have the skills and resources to fill them? Are there people that you can collaborate with? So maybe they offer complimentary services and you can collab with them. So you definitely want to identify that. Are there laws, local laws, state laws, federal laws that impact your industry that can help you in a good way? And this is something that would be an opportunity or a threat, right? Because depending on how you answer this, it could go in either or category. So the other thing is that when we move to threats, which is our last part over here, some questions that you want to ask yourself is, we already talked about laws, if there are laws, right? And how they impact your businesses. But also, how does the economy affect your business? So as prices increase, right, as we go into inflation, how does that impact your business? Is your products or your services something that people would take off their list first, right? So if I'm trying to tighten the belt, right, and I don't have as many resources, is your product or service something that they would alleviate first? And if so, how do you make it more attractive? How is the current demand for your products and services? Is it going up? Is it going down? Are there shortages or restrictions that could affect your business? So if you sell products and you order your products from another country, how does restrictions, impact that? Do you need alternative vendors? All of these things you want to think about. Are you taking full advantage of data? So think about each of these 4 different areas, go through, ask yourself specific questions, and be completely transparent and honest with yourself. This isn't something that you have to share with your team unless you want to, but I will tell you this: if you have a management team, it is a great idea to get their input in some of these areas, because it helps you to be more well-rounded, right? Because they may identify and see some things that you don't see. Basically, what you want to do is have the people involved that really need to be involved. You want as much information as possible. If you have a customer service rep, somebody that manages your inquiries, it may be a good idea to have them in there, or at least get from them what it is that they are hearing and seeing on a regular basis. Hopefully this information is being documented somewhere where you could go back through and take a look at it and assess it. But sometimes hearing from them, from their mouth, using their words, can help you to identify if there's areas that you need to improve in when it comes to your customers. So think about each person, think about their role and what it is that they bring to the organization, and think about how they may be able to help you in each of these areas. So I definitely think it's a good idea to have your team involved. At minimum, you need to have your management team involved if you have a management team. All right, so that is it for your SWOT analysis. Hopefully you have used it in your business. If not, go ahead, use it. It's a great tool, especially when you're planning. Like I said, I use it in my precision planning process. That's where we take a deep dive and we go into all of the different aspects of planning. And this tool is extremely instrumental. So when we're talking about our weaknesses and threats, it helps us to come up with a list, what I call a watch list. And these are things that we are going to keep our eye on. So we pull from here 3 to 5 things that we're going to put on our watch list. And this is you're going to post it up. And these are the things that you're going to be watching for, because they can tank your goals, right? They can tank your objective. So you want to make sure that you have your eye on them and that you are ready to execute whatever it is that you said that you were going to execute or implement in order to mitigate that risk. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions at all, you can drop them below. All right. And don't forget, if you like this video and like the information that I'm bringing to you, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Talk to you soon. Bye.